Hey everybody, this is going to be my TBR for July. Now, before I start, I'll go ahead and say that a lot of these books were on my TBR for last month, but I do have good news. Usually I average about 6 books a month. Last month I technically read 7. I can't remember exactly if I read Invasion of the Body Squeezers like the 1st or something. I think I finished it like right at the 1st of July. I'm going to count it as 7. But yeah. A lot of these books are the same as what I had last month, but yeah, I did do some progress. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first 2 books I have are buddy reads. I started on Haunted, a original not Christopher Pike, R.L. Stine book from the Fear Street series. I'm actually enjoying this a lot. Cameron Chaney on Goodreads, I think, gave this like a 2 out of 5 stars, so not sure how this is going to end. I'm kind of nervous about that, but yeah, started on Haunted. I'm excited to continue this book. I heard that it was sad towards the end, so yeah. Next up, I have I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think I'm on like chapter 8. This isn't the most entertaining book that I've read, but I am very happy to be buddy reading this too. I need to jump back into it because I'm going to end up forgetting what happened. But because I put this down and started reading some stuff around it, and I think the other person did too. Not sure. But yeah, this is I Know What You Did Last Summer by Lois Duncan. There are some things that I noticed in this book that are different from the movie, or at least from what I remember of the movie. So yeah. The next couple of books I have, maybe like next 7 books I think, are books that I had on my TBR for last month. We have another buddy read. This is Weekend. I'll be buddy reading this with the same person I done I Know What You Did Last Summer with. I have The Queen of the Gargoyles. I'll be reading this, by myself. This is Bone Chiller series. I've been wanting to read this for a while. Haven't really heard much about it, but yeah. The next 2 books I have are buddy reads. I have The Awful Apple Orchard. That has to be a summertime book, right? And I have The Beast Beneath the Boardwalk. This is something to do with I know it has something to do with a hurricane, and unfortunately, I think it is hurricane season. So, yeah, I'm excited to buddy read those 2 also. Next 3 I have are next 4 I think are books that I'm going to be reading by myself. I think, unless something changes. But this is Field of Screams in the Ghost of Fear Street series. This isn't one that I've been really looking forward to reading. I remember seeing this cover at a flea market when I was a kid, and I thought it was really cool. But I'm not really into sports books or whatever, so we'll see. I have 2 Give Yourself Goosebumps books. I have Ship of Ghouls, another summertime Give Yourself Goosebumps book. Can't wait to finish that. And Night of a Thousand Claws, another summertime book in the Give Yourself Goosebumps series. All right, and then the last few that I have here are books that are newer that I'll be reading, and some are rereads, but none have been reviewed on my YouTube channel, so yeah. So I have number 3 in the Spooksville series. I'll be reading that, God willing. The last book I read, I want to mention real quick that I didn't think it was going to be that great, and I think that kind of helped because that book was actually really, really good. One of my favorite books of the year. I can't wait to read The Haunted Cave. I hope the Spooksville series just keeps blowing everything out of the water. I hope this one's even better than the last one, but we'll see. The next 3 are probably my most exciting books that I'll be reading. 2 of them I remember reading as a kid, and I don't think I loved them. One of them I did, and, well, let's scratch that. 2 of them, one I liked, one I didn't really like, and one I absolutely loved. So we're going to see how, if any of that's changed. I have The Curse of Camp Cold Lake from the original Goosebumps series. So the person I'm buddy reading the original Goosebumps series with was very hard to determine which Goosebumps book that she wanted to pick for this month. And, because there's a ton of camp books, there's a ton of summertime books, and she had trouble. I said, just pick some, and I'll pick a camp book, and you can pick the 2 other books. And I picked The Curse of Camp Cold Lake. This is her pick, though, because she wanted to read it, too. So, yeah. One thing, I'm actually getting just nostalgic vibes just off of this front cover. This is an amazing book. Amazing cover, I should say. I absolutely cannot wait to start on this. Yeah. This is The Curse of Camp Cold Lake. Now, the next two, I'm going to go ahead and kind of spoil the second one. So, fun fact, the person I'm reading this with hasn't actually read every Goosebumps book in the original series, and one of those books was Deep Trouble 2. So, she picked Deep Trouble. Of course, we're going to read Deep Trouble first, and then Deep Trouble 2. This is one of the thin copies. I do have an original copy, but this is the book that I actually had as a kid, and I remember reading this on my parents' couch when I was like 11 years old, and I actually got this from a flea market. This cover is also very, very nostalgic to me. All of these are really nostalgic. But yeah, I definitely cannot wait to read Deep Trouble. I have a feeling that I might like this one a little bit more this time around. This is the one that I said that I didn't love as a kid. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it now as an adult. We'll see. And Deep Trouble 2, as a kid, was better than Deep Trouble 1. Not sure how that's going to play out this time, but we'll see. I do have an original copy of this too, but I wanted to use this one as a reading copy. I do have a very nostalgic original copy that is, brings out nostalgic vibes too, even more so than this one. But yeah, Deep Trouble 2 is another book that I'll be buddy reading. So super excited for both Deep Trouble books. And I have another Give Yourself Goosebumps book. This is Hocus Pocus Horror. I put this on my TBR a couple of months ago. We never got around to buddy reading it. We're going to be reading it again. Or trying to read it again, I should say. God willing. Fun fact, I got this at Goodwill when I was like 12, I think. Yeah. So that's actually really awesome. Has the library sticker. Really cool. And last month, I actually finished Invasion of the Body Squeezers Part 1. This is Invasion of the Body Squeezers Part 2. I do plan on reading it and knocking it out. This is another book that I had as a kid, and I'm very blessed because this copy is in a lot better shape than what I thought it was. So yeah, my Part 1 copy could use some work. But yeah, definitely excited to read this one. Don't be surprised if you see Revenge of the Body Squeezers on here too somewhere, or later on this month. I might try to fit that in here somehow or another. But yeah. And I'll be reading that one alone. That won't be a buddy read, as far as I know. The next one is a buddy read, and this is stepping away from horror, away from Goosebumps, away from Fear Street. Stepping more into a book that I got read to as a kid when I was in like kindergarten, I think. Maybe I feel like it was like kindergarten or first grade. And I remember seeing the movie. The movie was actually devastating. I kind of hate the movie. I have a love-hate relationship with it, but I will be reading The Bridge to Terabithia. I looked in my closet and I have probably like 4 copies of this book, or 3 or so, something like that. And I picked the one that looked more vintage. So yeah, this is The Bridge to Terabithia. I do plan on reading this and watching the movie. So yeah. And last but not least, I have a Fright Time book. I have never read any of these books. I remember trying to read them when I was a kid and not really remembering much about it. But yeah, this is Fright Time. This is 3 stories in one. I think I picked the most summer-oriented book that I have. But yeah, that's it, guys. This is my TBR for July. Please let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these. I know a lot of these were the same as what last month was, but yeah, I'm definitely excited to start reading these, and I can't wait. So yeah, guys, thank you, and bye-bye.